Hello, and welcome to Virtual Investor Conferences. My name is Cecilia, and on behalf of OTC Markets, we're very pleased you've joined us for our next live presentation from Akobo Minerals. Please note, you can submit questions in the box to the left of the slides. You can also view a company's availability for one-on-one meetings through the Scheduled Meetings tab found on the conference platform. At this point, I'm very pleased to welcome Jorgen Evjen, Chief Executive Officer, and Matt Jackson, Chief Operations Officer of Akobo Minerals, which trades on the OTCQX Best Market under the symbol AKOBF and on the Oslo Bourse under the symbol AKOBO. Welcome, Jorgen and Matt.
Thank you, Cecilia. Thank you for the introduction, and thank you for having us. We've been looking forward to our first presentation to the OTC audience. So it's a good evening here from Addis Ababa in Ethiopia. With me, Matt. It's a good evening there also from Oslo. So we'll be going through the presentation for you. We'll be happy to take questions at the end. Feel free to send them in as we go along. And I will start the presentation there. So Akobo Minerals, Scandinavian-based gold exploration mining company. We've been on the ground for 13 years, and we've been through all the phases. We have an ambition now to become the leading player in the future development, as it says here, of the promising Ethiopian mining industry. Again, after 13 years, we have a lot of experience. We have a lot of knowledge. We have done a foundation based upon a good corporate development. We have the ethic local presence. We have the strong local foothold, which is necessary to operate in such an area and in such a country that we are operating in. We're also focusing on a cost-efficient operations. We have implemented a low cost and a very flexible operation where most of our, or almost all our employees are Ethiopian. So we are an Ethiopian company. And we expect to have a substantial cash flow from our boutique mining operations. So the corporate structure, we are listed on the OTC market, or we're trading on the OTC market, and we're listed on Euronext. We have some 3,500 shareholders. We have the majority of our owners in Norway and Sweden, but we're looking forward now to open up and get more presence here in the US, and also see if we can get some investors from the US also. So that's a quick introduction. Okay, Akobo Minerals, again, Scandinavian-based Ethiopian asset. As you can see from the map here, we're located all the way down to the border of South Sudan. That's approximately 700 kilometers. 10 years ago, we spent quite a lot of time getting down there. These days, it's not that remote anymore. It takes a couple of days to drive. We have our own airstrip that we are using. So we're in a very good spot in Ethiopia. It's easy to work there. But most important, it's a significant exploration and a high margin gold production potential here. As you can see from the resource estimate here by SRK, our Segele mine has an indicated resource only at 41,000 ounces at an average of 40.6 gram per ton. So that's pretty impressive considering the industry average around 1 to 3 gram per ton. If you look at inferred and indicated, it's 68,000 ounces at 22.7 gram per ton. So still pretty nice grades. The ore body isn't that big yet, but it's still open at depth. and we do have many near mine targets that we're exploring also. So we expect the life of mine to be continue to develop as we go along and explore more. So the high margin that we're looking into, of course, that has something to do with the grade. We do have an estimated all-in cost of around $240 per ounce. The estimated cash flow from the current resource estimate is around $50 million, based on a gold price of 1,850 USD per ounce. Right now, it's trading higher, all-time high. But still, the most important right now is that we did hit the ore body just last week underground. So that's been a major milestone for us, and we've seen the gold is there, and we are ready to start producing very soon. Matt will talk more about the exploration side of it. We have an exploration license, we have the mining license, so we have all the papers in place. We have the visibility to work long term, and we have definitely the ambition to build a million-ounce deposit. And from all the targets we see within our mining license area and the exploration license area, it's something we're working hard on, and something we believe is achievable over the next few years. So just to give you some context, we've been working in Akobo for the last 13 years now, 14 years. We started in 2010. We've been through all the different stages, a lot of ups and downs, as it usually is. We did our first CPR in Competent Persons Report in 2019. That's when it all started. We hit some really bonanza grades from our drill program beginning late 2019, beginning 2020. And after that it's been full steam ahead. We have gone from 15 employees to today closer to 200. We've listed the company. We've raised capital to fund it. We have renewed our exploration license. We have received the large-scale gold mining license. We have signed now up also a refinery that will handle our gold. It's MKS PAMP in Switzerland, and we're ready to get the production going very soon. The processing plant, we started building that a year ago, and now it's close to completion. We signed up a contract miner a year ago also. We've taken over that on our own, but still we've progressed now so that we've hit the ore body underground. And we can see several new targets that we're also going to explore near term. And looking at the way we work, it's about doing it right. It's a part of our company. It's part of our DNA. We're doing local work at one side, the tree nursery, grain mills. We're doing eco hubs, training material for schools. We developed this award-winning ESG program together with Sasani Associates. Pretty proud winning the Indaba ESG Nature Award this year in 2023. We've been nominated 2 times as runner-up for the ESG Explorer of the Year at Mines and Money. So we're working along many different lines. We're also working together with different universities, both in Norway, Oslo, but also then together and collaborating with partners and universities in Ethiopia, doing biodiversity studies and having exchange students coming in and really working with us. So after 13 years of being in the area, we're part of the local community. We care and we work together. So that's a short introduction to the company before I hand it over to Matt, who will guide us a bit through the exciting exploration potential we see, and also the latest development on our processing plant and the mining operations. So, Matt?
Great. Thank you, Jørgen. So my name is Matt Jackson. I'm the Chief Operating Officer. I was lucky enough 20 years ago to write my PhD thesis in this area of Western Ethiopia, only a few hundred kilometers north of where we are operating now. Since writing that PhD, I've been involved in exploration in many parts of the world with major mining companies and consulting firms. So I was delighted to be able to come back and work for Akobo Minerals to really, start accelerating exploration in this area. Now, a bit of background to the geology of the region that we're working in. It's part of the Arabian-Nubian Shield. I guess many of our viewers will have heard of that area. It's a Precambrian shield that is very similar to many of the districts that hold huge numbers of mines in both Canada and Australia. It's an ancient mining district, mined by the pharaohs of Egypt. And it hosts quite a number of different types of mineral deposit. I won't go into the details of what these are, but many of you will have heard of orogenic gold deposits, such as the one that we will be producing from very, very soon. Epithermal gold, intrusive related gold deposits, but also the Arabian-Nubian Shield hosts some very large copper deposits, such as copper porphyries, and also very large multi-element deposits, such as VMS deposits, which can host battery metals, copper, nickel, zinc, cobalt, along with gold and silver. So the Arabian-Nubian Shield itself is a very exciting place to be working in. And if we look into a bit more detail about the part of the Arabian-Nubian Shield that we are operating in, so the zone immediately next to where we are now mining, there was 1,000 kilograms of gold extracted by artisanal miners. So this is one of the reasons why we've been so excited about the area. But also, 400 kilometers to the east in Ethiopia is the only other commercial gold mine in the entire country, which is the Legadembe gold project run by the Midrock conglomerate. So the Segele mine that I'll talk about a little bit later is the second ever commercial gold mine to go into operation in Ethiopia. Also to the north, 300 and 400 kilometers north, we have gold projects which have finished their definitive feasibility studies and development is about to start. And those are the Kudamuk project and the Tulu Kapi project, owned by Allied Gold and Kefi Minerals. Maybe some people will have heard of this. But essentially, between our project location in the Arabian-Nubian Shield and several hundred kilometers north, there has been almost no exploration. Maybe scattered here and there have been a few artisanal miners, but really we are the only people in a very large amount of greenstone belt Precambrian Shield that have done any serious exploration, and there's huge amounts to be achieved in this area. And we have a real head start here in that the company has been operating since 2010, with heavy involvement from Jürgen, in fact, and we've had large numbers of the team have been established in the area for that long. So we have a lot of geologists that really understand the rocks, they really understand the mineralization, and of course we've taken a project from discovery. We discovered the project, our subsidiary and our team in Ethiopia discovered the project and took it all the way through to the production that is starting right now. So we have a successful track record of discovery and development of mining projects. And we also have the team set up and all the logistics for exploring this very exciting Precambrian Shield that has, like I say, many mines in the northern areas of it, and all the similarities to these prolific mineral deposit belts in Canada and Australia. So, like I said, we've been working there since 2010. I'm not going to go into the detail about all these targets, but you can see we have an exploration license of 182 square kilometers, and within that we have the Segele mining license. Now we have a lot of targets here. more than we can really talk about specifically. We've done drilling on quite a number of the targets. We've done grab sampling, soil sampling, geophysical surveys, and so on. And we have we've had a lot of success. As Jürgen mentioned, the grades that we have in the mineral resource at Segele are very high, and we see indications of also very high gold grades in many of these other targets as well. I pick out Joru South just as one example that has grab samples of 59 grams per ton. Even we have near mine targets that are also looking very exciting. So we have a lot of exciting areas to explore just in the license area that we've got in the 182 square kilometers. We're in an interesting position right now, and a very exciting position. Many of our viewers will understand the resource discovery and development funnel that we're showing here. On the left-hand side, there's the conceptual and desktop side. We have a lot of targets, as I showed in the previous slide, that have gone through target generation and early stage drilling, and we have one target that's just getting towards advanced drilling and resource definition now. And then, of course, on the other side, we have the Segele project. So we've been focusing a lot on bringing the Segele project into production because it has fantastic margins and great cash flow potential. And now our job is to start prioritizing all these fantastic targets that we have and to move them towards resource definition and feasibility studies. And also we have a big project underway to develop many, many more conceptual and desktop targets that we can bring in to keep feeding our resource tunnel. So I think this is something which differentiates us from many junior mining companies in that our ability to fill the resource tunnel and the exploration funnel is much, much better, and that places us in a unique position to be able to develop more discoveries. You will have seen that many very successful and very capable companies are operating in areas where they're claim staked in numerous areas. They're working in numerous areas surrounding them. They're working in elephant hunting country, as they say, where there's potential for fantastic mineral resources. But what makes us stand out is we have this fantastic resource funnel, and we have the ability to fill up with many more targets, which maximizes the potential to make more discoveries in an area which I have to say is almost unexplored. So it's a very exciting position to be in. And our geologists understand the geology. They have experience. They're Ethiopian. They have all the logistics and infrastructure set up. We own our own drill rigs. We own our own magnetic survey equipment, and we are operating a mine in the same area. So we're very optimistic about the future. Just to go back and talk about some of the grades that we see in the Segele mine, there's some fantastic pictures here. I have to say that the rocks themselves are beautiful. The discovery hole was hole number 3 at Segele, and it was a proper experience when the geologists made that discovery. And obviously, more than 100 holes were drilled into it in order to turn that into a resource estimate and to build the mine and to get to work like this. Just as an example, you can see in these pictures that the enormous grades that we have. Some of the assays that we have back many of the assays were in the hundreds of grams per ton, and some above 1,000 grams per ton. Any of the technical experts watching us now will be thinking, yes, sure, you can get very high grades in small individual deposits, but these are grades that were turned into an inferred and indicated resource by SRK, coarse gold specialists in SRK. So we have a lot of confidence in this, and this has been assessed by all the due diligence experts that followed on through our process of mining studies and so on to develop the mine. So, and we're also, of course, we've now hit this in the underground mine. Now we've actually hit these bonanza grades. So this is the concept of the Segele deposit. We are mining it underground. At the moment, there are winzes, narrow tunnels that go down about 1.8 meters high into the top of the ore body. We've hit the top of the indicated resource. We've seen visible gold down there, and that is being processed as we speak. We have the indicated resource is 41,000 ounces at 40 grams per ton, which is very exciting. And the entire resource, indicated and inferred, is 69,000 ounces at 22.7 grams per ton. That equates to an operating cost, an AISC of $243 per ounce. Of course, that's very low. That's much lower than many deposits that you will see. This is a small resource. And so we have a small plant that has been developed, and it's upgradable from 10 tons per hour to 20 tons per hour with very small amounts of equipment. As you would have seen from our resource funnel, we're very ambitious and very optimistic about being able to discover more resources. So that's the reason why we chose a plant that was upgradable. The resource itself at Segele is open at depth, and there are many more targets that are available to us, and we have all the people and equipment needed for doing more exploration. So here are some photographs of the mining operation. I was lucky enough to be there just a few days ago, and on 27th of November, we finally hit those bonanza grades in the Western Winds. And so we're very proud of our team. We're very happy with the progress that's been made. And we're looking forward to seeing all the success that's going to come in the future. And talking of the process plant, here's a few photographs of this. The main plant that operates at 10 tons per hour is not finished yet. The major structures have been erected. Most of the pipe work has been finished, and there are minor projects that need to be completed in order to get the main plant up and running. But we have a small pilot plant that is operational right now and is running as we speak on the bonanza grade gold. It's able to recover around about 50% of the gold, and it operates at about 6 tons per shift. So we're very happy with this. This is an exciting time for us. And I'm very, very optimistic about where we're going to be going in the future. So thank you very much for listening to me, and back to Jørgen.
Thank you, Matt. We're definitely excited about the future. To give you the key takeaways here, we do have what's necessary in regards to ESG. We're working hard on that, making sure we're a good neighbor and do things the right way. We have the long-term visibility with our current licenses. We do have processing capacity available now. We have hit the gold underground. So two-party, we do expect significant cash flow due to the high grade and low operating costs. We have already identified new successful targets, and we're working also on the funnel here that Matt talked about. So we're working also on looking into other areas and other deposits in Ethiopia. And we do definitely have a first mover advantage from being here the last 14 years. We've been through all the phases from greenfield to now operating a mine. So the short-term strategy is here just deliver exploration company, continue that, and we'll be supported by the boutique mining operations that we will be doing. Medium term, establish a solid and attractive resource base, and long term, that's definitely becoming a leading exploration and mining company in Ethiopia. So that's the takeaways for you, and we'll be happy, of course, to follow up anytime. There's the opportunity to do the one-on-ones also, so please schedule that if you would like to have more information and discuss more. Matt, maybe we should have a look at the questions if there are any here.
Shall I read them out?
Yeah, we can start.
Okay, great. So there's a question here that's any geopolitical issues operating in Ethiopia? How supportive is the government to the mining industry?
Okay, well, for those who follow the news, you've obviously heard about the Tigray conflict. That's been ongoing, and yeah, I would say right now it's not a conflict anymore after the treaty that they signed. Uh, there is always some issues here and there, but in general, I would say working in Ethiopia is not a problem. We've been working here nonstop without any issues for the last 13 years. The government is highly supportive. This is also our project is one of the more important projects that they're following up on these days, and we get all the support we need. The mining sector is one of the key pillars in their next 10-year plan, and is needed as part of their long-term strategy and for their foreign currency for the foreign currency development also. So I would say it's definitely very positive. It's been improving all the time since we've been there. And now with also a new governor for the national bank, we see a lot of more action happening, and yeah, we feel very comfortable with the way it's going. And just also seeing Allied Gold and Kefe Minerals soon to start their project, suddenly we will be a handful of companies operating in Ethiopia, and I guess over the next few years there'll be many, many more.
Okay, we're running a bit low on time. What is the AISC for the project?
Yeah, I think we mentioned that. Yeah, we mentioned that. That's based on the scoping study, and it's the result of the high grade and the low tonnage that we need to take out.
Okay.
Okay.
And then
Next.
can you speak to the infrastructure in place for your Akobo projects? Shall I answer? Or
Yeah, you can answer, Matt. Go ahead.
Okay, so 4 years ago, a tarmac road, an asphalt road, was built that goes all the way from the capital down to our project. We also have our own electricity in place with generators. We have a 5-generator bank at the mine. Internet coverage is good the vast majority of the time, with a little bit of disruptions here and there. We have water wells set up. We also have our own dirt airstrip that is serviced regularly with our own equipment. So essentially, we can operate as much as we need to. Yeah. Yeah. And I should also just quickly say, with regards to infrastructure, we have operated continually all the way through, the pandemic, the Tigray crisis. The area in southwestern Ethiopia that we are working in is almost completely unaffected by any of these problems that affected some parts of Ethiopia. It's a country of 114 million people, and it's very big. So it's really like operating in a different part of Europe. Yeah. So we've got a couple of minutes left. More questions, or should we wrap it up?
Yeah, I just see here one. Who do you compare yourself to in the country? That's an interesting one. We don't really compare ourselves to any, because there aren't any other companies like us in Ethiopia these days. We have, as Matt said, there's one operating mine, the Legadembe mine, that's been there since 1994 and will be the next mine to open. And after us, I think we'll see Allied Gold and Kefe Minerals start really working on their projects. That's large-scale project, and I believe they will be, operating in a few years' time. So right now, we will be the only new operator and producer in Ethiopia for the moment. Great. Maybe the last one here. How many people will we employ in Akobo? Well, at the moment, we do have close to 200 people employed. We'll see how that develops. but we're a big employer in the region, and we have a good relationship with both the local municipality and the local region. So we're working hard to increase economic activity and also get more people employed through our business in the area. So looks like we're out of time. Thank you everyone for listening in. Feel free to reach out if there's anything.